Hello. I was just gonna pop on here and just talk for a bit over this journaling that you're watching. I was quite irritated to know that the book was kind of out of frame. My commonplace book was sort of out of frame while I was doing this because I pull it so far forward to do my writing stuff, and I didn't even realize it's like barely in front of the camera. But we move on and just accept it because it's really not that bad. It's just real life. So I did this page a few days ago, and I had just found some new art to clip and stuff, and a few things that I printed off, like excerpt or quote wise, and had taken like clippings of things, and so I just put a bit more in my little box that I keep it there. You can see the little cardboard box. So I was excited to use a few of those new things that I had clipped and collected and such. So I just did quite a bit more writing on this page, I believe. I sometimes have way more art focused pages, or pages that I clip things into, pin things into paper clip. And then sometimes have more text filled pages. Visually I like when it's a pretty good balance of the two, of some colors and pictures, or art pieces, and also a balance between the art and the visual, and what is maybe a typed excerpt of something that I'm putting in there, and then handwritten text. I tend to prefer it a little more text heavy, I believe, on my pages. And I'm flipping through my book now to be it seems to fall usually more in a text heavy place. But I do really like some of the art that I've kind of found recently, and either digitally found it and printed it, or found it in magazines, pages in general, out in life, what have you. So I've been enjoying putting some of the photographs and stuff that I found in there recently. Sometimes I hit a wall and I'm I don't like any of this, and it ends up being more text heavy because I don't have any great visual pieces to put in. But the past few days, maybe a week or so, I've really liked some of the pages that I've been working on because I've enjoyed the visuals that I have to put in there. If you can hear me flipping around pages, it's because I'm looking through my book currently. This was the page that I'm working on here. You might hear my chair squeaking. My desk chair squeaks nonstop. Page that I'm working on here, I do this sometimes if I want to put something right in the middle, but I'll paste that in first and then kind of write around it, and I ended up doing kind of an odd shape around it, I guess you could say. But I like that. Sometimes it breaks up the text or the writing or journaling stuff a little, more uniquely. I don't know if I actually finished the spread in this clip, but I also did a few pages in a few minutes. I think I have some footage of flipping through just some of the recent pages. 2 weekends in a row I was out of town, so I feel like I'm a little, behind, air quotes. Not that you can really be behind in just something creative that you work on, consistently through daily life, but I've just felt like compared to my usual like amount that maybe I do in my commonplace book, it's maybe been a little less frequent recently, um, but I guess I flip through the past probably, I guess it would be like week and a half of pages, and just kind of show you some of them. I really like seeing other people's pages and stuff, even though it might be like different than my style or what my book ends up like looking like, or the content that I prioritize, it might be different than the content others prioritize in their either journals or commonplace books. I still like seeing that, so I just kind of wanted to flip through my own in case anybody else is like that in the way that I am. So yeah, I just writing and writing and writing here. Trying to see, I start gluing some stuff in. Sometimes it takes me a long time to be like decisive about what will go on a page, but I eventually get there, I think. Eventually, at least. So if you see me wobbling around with all these different ideas, that's sometimes like what I do for 10 minutes or so until I finally decide. And sometimes it's just like, oh yeah, it's going to be exactly like this and I want it that way. Sometimes I find with like certain colors or certain even shapes of the paper, like I have like clipped or cut or something, it doesn't flow as well like in my mind how it should be. Like I end up putting this paper in like multiple spots before I glue it down, I think. But then sometimes it's just really clear to me kind of what I want. But also at the end of the day, who cares? Like it's not that big of a deal, but sometimes, you know, with like creative things, I just have to move it around a lot until I can be like, yeah, that feels right to look at. Also, I have a lot of like brighter colors you'll see in me scrambling through that box, like some reds and that like mustard yellowish one with the cat. Sometimes the brighter colors kind of throw me off. I'm like, it doesn't look quite right. Definitely somebody who goes more toward neutrals. Or darker colors in general, even if they are like colors, pigmented colors. It's like maybe a little more darker than some of the things I have in that little kind of grab through box that I choose different things from that I want to put in the book. So some of the colors are like throwing my mind for a loop right now, but just visual weirdness when you're doing something creative or in that, you know, kind of artistic space. But I did end up liking how this page turned out. But I don't know if you'll see the finished product in this. I think I just had like a CD on in the background. I did, yeah. It was just like not be rambling on about this over and over. I'll share something else totally random, but I have been listening to an album that I really like. I've always really liked, but I have the CD now of the Keane album, Hopes and Fears. I don't know, it always goes to hopes and dreams in my mind. But yeah, the Keane album, Hopes and Fears. I think I had that on my CD player while I was doing this. And I've been listening to that a lot, and a lot of Evanescence. Kind of gotten back into them. I really just like really into those songs right now, especially from their first album. I think in like 2003 or something it was released. I cannot think of the name of it, but I've been listening to a lot of Tourniquet and Haunted, Imaginary, like on repeat a lot recently. So in any recent clips in the background, it's probably either that or like the Keane CD or some other random thing. I definitely fixate on music a lot and will want to listen to it over and over, so this week has been the Evanescence album for sure. Is that CD called Fallen? Is that the name of the album, or is it just one of the songs? My brain is gone right now, can't focus on that. I guess I could do like just some updates about just generally other things in the like what I'm consuming, like consumption space. So yeah, that was kind of the music that I'm listening to. Reading 2 books right now. One, just reading some stories by a favorite author of mine, David Foster Wallace. I'm reading out of Girl with Curious Hair. Enjoying that. I think the one that I'm reading right now is Little Expressionless Animals, which is like a funky story about Jeopardy almost, kind of. The game show Jeopardy. And then I'm also reading just a kind of random, I guess, mystery suspense book that I got for like maybe $1 or $2 at a bookstore in the mountains a few weeks ago. It's called More Than You Know by Meg Chittenden, I think is how you say her name. It's okay. It's just like a kind of random little mystery, but it's fine. So yeah, that's kind of what's happening in the reading area. I'm also watching, my brain is like totally gone right now. I'm trying to figure out what the show is called. The show we're watching is called Devil in Ohio. I really love Emily Deschanel. Was a big Bones fan when I was a teenager and stuff, so I really like seeing her in a series again. This one's just a limited series, but it's a little spooky, but I like that, but also just like a good plot. So it's on Netflix, I believe. So yeah, that's the show. I think we have like 2 episodes left, and I'm very ready to see what happens, but I'm really surprisingly enjoying that show a lot. I really like limited series, when it comes to shows and such. Goodness. I find it better to me. I don't know, it fits how I can concentrate a little better than starting a show that has 4 or 5 seasons already, and it's also a little deeper cut into characters' lives and the plot than just a movie, but it feels like the best of both worlds from TV and series and movie forms. Goodness, clearly I'm not an expert in this area of media, but yeah, I feel like it takes the best of both worlds from those things and combines them into something I find very intriguing and more captivating to consume when it comes to TV. Because I generally am much more of a TV person than a movie person. I feel like, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of both, but yeah, more TV. It's easier for me to concentrate, I think. So yeah, here, back to, goodness, the spread at hand in this video. If anybody's still listening, maybe you muted me and you're just doing stuff on your own, and that is totally fine. I don't know if I'd want to listen to me drone on and on and on. Drone on and on. I feel like I'm stumbling over my words today. Whoops. But yeah, changed. Sometimes I do this. I like changing directions if I change a thought, topic. So at the top I was talking about something else. It was more thought dump on there about just one topic of, it's actually I'm trying to look back, it's a kind of reflection on some videos I was watching and the issue that was being brought up in those, and then when I change directions, it helps me separate the topic or theme, but still keep it on a page because I'm doing it at the same time. So I did more of a personal update there. So that's just one of those things. If you see pages, I mean, I guess it could be like a suggestion to people if you want to combine multiple thoughts, ideas, topics in general on a page. Sometimes if you want to maybe switch directions, it's kind of a cool natural way to differentiate or like even separate the brain dump in different places. I'm trying to think. I think I clip in, paste in like one more little thing. I don't know if I end up finalizing what I want on there in this video. I ended up putting a quote on there from Giovanni's Room by James Baldwin, which is one of my favorites. So I don't think, I didn't use that one that I'm holding up, but ended up gluing that in there. And yeah, nothing too exciting with this. I would really like to know, like, whoever is watching this, like, do you do this type of thing? Like, do you actually like journaling along with a video or something? Because it's one of my favorite things. That's why I like clearly make the videos, because I actually enjoy consuming them from other creators and stuff. But it always like intrigues me. I wonder what anybody who watches these or watches the ones that I also watch from other creators, like, what's your style? What do you prioritize in your commonplace book? Like, what info is your main kind of thing to put in there? If you wanted to comment that, I'd be really interested. Yeah, because it's just so unique to everybody, which is like the whole point. But it also really intrigues me to think, like, what is somebody else prioritizing in their like journal or notebook or commonplace book? Because the beauty is that it's all very different person to person. So yeah, I do the flip through here for a few pages back, but also like I think I'm just adding a few things in where if there are like spots, like in my mind they're like holes in the pages, I sometimes go back and just add like pointless little lines or doodles or something, because to me visually when there's like this big gap in the page or like spots of blankness, it bothers me. So yeah, I think that's what I'm doing here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I think I'll be done rambling and talking your ear off now, but I will talk to you soon and see you in the next video. Keep watching to the end if you'd like. See, the last few minutes of what I got up to, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.